Prince Philip lived a long and full life. His primary role was always to support the Queen, but he also used his unique position to champion many charities and causes. He was perhaps most famous for setting up the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme, which millions of young people have taken part in. And some of the life lessons it taught were ones he sought to instill on his own children in his more than 70 years as a father.
Now the Duke of Edinburgh takes a fatherly hand, his technique being no better and no worse than most fathers.
Prince Charles was the first of his and the Queen's 4 children, born in November 1948, just 6 days before their first wedding anniversary. 2 years later, Anne made it a family of 4.
Princess Anne was dead against shaking hands at first, but Prince Charles was keen to put the matter right.
And for a few years at least they enjoyed relative normality, as much away from the public spotlight as they would ever get. But that would all change in 1952, when the Queen's father, King George VI, died suddenly. The Duke of Edinburgh was now not just a husband and father of 2, but consort to the head of state. Over the years, the couple juggled their royal responsibilities with those of bringing up their young children.
The Queen and the Duke enjoying time off from their royal programme.
In 1960, their 3rd child, Andrew, was born, followed 4 years later by Edward. With his wife, now the Queen, Prince Philip took his responsibilities as a father seriously, though he did still find time to keep active. Polo,
The Duke plays at back. He's easy to recognise in the match with number 4 on the back of his shirt.
sailing, and cricket, just a few of the activities that kept him occupied.
I think my father was always very conscious about his fitness, but he was an active man. It was so it was very much part of that, of trying to maintain that level of fitness, whether it was carriage driving, whether it was shooting, whether it was fishing. I mean, he was always active.
His love of sport and the outdoors was in no small part a product of his education at a boarding school in Scotland, where physical achievement was drilled into the pupils. A childhood spent at a distance from his parents, the same was often the case for his children.
Prince Philip looks exceptionally well after his recent overseas tour.
The marriages of the Queen and Duke's children may not have been as successful as theirs, but Prince Philip, like any father, remained proud of the people they became.
I'm naturally somewhat biased, but I think our children have done rather well under very different and difficult and demanding circumstances.
The devoted father soon became a grandfather too, and after Princess Diana was killed in that Paris car crash, the Duke walked with a young Prince William and Harry behind their mother's coffin.
Memory's a strange thing, isn't it? But I seem to remember saying that, in fact, it was a question of if you'll do it, I'll do it. And that was him as a grandfather saying to his, if you want me to be there, if that's what you want to do, and if you want me to be there, I will be there.
Never a man to miss a big family occasion. Just weeks after a hip operation in the spring of 2018, Prince Philip was there at Windsor Castle for Harry and Meghan's big day. And he was back again a year later, seen here laughing with Harry at the wedding of Lady Gabriella Windsor. A father, grandfather and then great-grandfather, his family meant to him what he meant to them. A man who gave up a promising naval career to support his wife, the Queen, and in turn an ever-growing family. A devoted dad every bit as much as a dedicated duke and consort. His family will now be mourning his loss alongside the nation he served for so many years.